Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the session where we will talk about how to build apps without coding. And I'm very excited for the session, and I have amazing people with me. James, he is teaching a lot of folks from all over the world to build their project ideas with no code and low code and code on his YouTube channel. And David, who will be leading, facilitating this workshop, is a big content creator on an expert on Thunkable, the tool that we will be using today, and author of the book on Thunkable. So the book which teaches you how to no code. And to prepare for the workshop, please create the Thunkable accounts. I will drop now the link in the chat, and while you are doing that, I will ask David, James, and girls who are here with us today to say a couple of words about themselves.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
Okay, hi, I'm James. I have my own YouTube channel, which is just my name, and I teach people how to make apps. And I guess I made my first app when I was a kid, and I made a computer game based off of the book Beowulf, and it was super fun. And yeah, I don't have anything to contribute here. I'm not adding any particular value. I'll just be here to have fun.
That's great. Yeah, sorry, I'm Dave, and yeah, I'm a professor at University of San Francisco, and do focus a lot on teaching beginners and kind of. I'm in the computer science department, but I teach a lot of students from other majors how to code, and a lot of times using visual coding. And I'm kind of launching this site called draganddropcode.com, and very happy to be here. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you, David, James. Ladies, like Nicole and Marie, they are participants of the no-code program, no-code entrepreneurial program that I am running. And maybe, girls, you would also be able to say a couple words about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Hey, David and James. Nice
Hey.
to meet you both. As Julia mentioned, I'm also a participant. We are currently building a dating app without swiping and without any fast connections. So we focus more on building connections throughout the period where they spend time in their app, and then later on they meet also in real life.
Cool.
And I will pass the word to Marie.
Marie.
Mary, you're muted.
Okay, well, then Mary will introduce herself some other time and day. Meanwhile, I dropped a couple more links in the group chat. These are starter apps that you need to install to be able to work on your app today. So please do that. And yeah, David, I'm leaving the stage to you.
Okay, thanks, Julia. And so let me present here, and I'm going to share my screen, entire screen. That's what I want. And okay, so I have Thunkable open, and I also have the first thing I want to look at is this sheet. So kind of what we're looking at today is, how do you bring data into your app? And you can also make it so your app changes the data, but one way to do it is just with a Google Sheet. You can also use various databases, but in my class we often just start with Google Sheets because everyone knows them, and it's a good way to start. And what I'm showing here, and you can get this sheet yourself with this tiny URL link over here, tinyurl.com SDC sheet. But what you should do is make a copy of your sheet. And later you could put any data you want in here, right? And make any sheet you want. But for now, make a copy of this one. And because you have to own the sheet that your Thunkable app talks to, is a key thing. So anyway, a couple things. I've just got a Wikipedia first paragraph for most of these people as the description. And I've got a picture, which it's got to be a URL to a JPEG or PNG. Don't put the website page in here, put the actual picture. And then, I've got 4 columns here. And a key thing is the first row is a header row, right? And remember these names because we're going to use them when we get to the code part. Okay, so I would say for now, make a copy of this sheet. And then when we get to Thunkable, I'll show you how to connect to this sheet. How's everybody doing? Are we doing okay?
No, my link didn't work, but I'm not sure. Do I have to capitalize the? It's SDC starter sample.
Oh, for the sample?
The link. I tried the link that Julia put in the chat. I put in tinyurl.com/SDC starter sample.
No, it should be tinyurl.com and just SD starter.
SD starter.
SDC starter. Yeah, let me throw that in the chat.
Or SDC sheet.
Well, so you need both. So the sheet the sheet will get you to that.
Okay.
Google Sheet, and then SDC starter.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I got it. It's fine.
Yeah. Let me. So. Okay. Sorry. Well. Yeah. So the link I'm showing here is that SDC starter is what we want. So there. Thank you. Yeah, that's the right one.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so when you open that SDC starter link, you're going to be directly into a copy. You'll be in Thunkable. So here's my sheet, and now I lost my. Oh, there we go. So you should be into something that looks like this. Okay, and right now it's just text and stuff. I don't have any code yet for this app. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to connect my sheet. And the first thing you do that is you go over to this data icon, click it, and then you say for your data sources, click this plus. Okay, and what you want to do is connect to your spreadsheet. And I've got all kinds of these things. But if you go down to the bottom, you can say create new and then go to Google Sheets. And then it's a little weird. When you get to this point, do this select a sheet. And then it will list all your spreadsheets and you can just choose one. So I'm going to choose Black History here. But like I said, make sure you choose a sheet that you own. Okay, so right now it's not showing up in my app, but I've got this spreadsheet in there, and you can kind of look at it and just make sure you're connected okay. But anyway, this is my data source. And then the nice thing is if I go back to my designer, I can add, and this is a really cool thing, I can add this data viewer grid, and pretty quickly I can get it so it's going to show my stuff. Show all my data. So I can do a really quick kind of dynamic app showing stuff from the spreadsheet. But so with my data viewer grid, I click data source, choose which data source, in this case, Black History. Okay. I can change the way it looks a little bit, but a real important thing is if I go down to this picture property, I'm going to choose one of the columns in my sheet. And in this case, I'll choose profile pic. Okay. And, just to make sure that's clear, that profile pic is one of my columns in my sheet. And essentially what you're doing is you're mapping what shows up here to one of those columns. So for my text, which is their name, I'm actually going to choose short name. And now it kind of shows all the people's pictures and names. So anyway, that's a nice way. This has got nothing to do with generative AI yet, right? But we've got this nice grid of people that are showing up in our app. How's everyone doing?
Okay. I had to scramble to keep up, but I did get there. Just in time.
Okay, good. Let me pause for a little bit.
Do you need to copy the Google spreadsheet for this to work?
Yeah, because from your Thunkable app, you need to be the owner of the sheet.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the reason you got to make your own copy of it. Okay. But, because I own that other sheet that I gave you public access to. So that's a potential bug that can happen if you're not being able to connect in your app.
Nicolette, how are you? Did you manage to follow up?
My computer is so slow, but I imported the sheet, but I don't see it yet.
Okay, do you want me to go back to any of those parts?
I think it should just load in a couple of minutes or seconds,
cool.
hopefully.
The other guys who are watching, how are you? Were you able to upload the sheet?
Nicole, when you say you don't see it yet, what do you mean? Like you added it as a data source?
Yeah, but it did not upload it yet.
Do you want to share your screen and we can see if we can get you there?
Yeah, sure. Let me just do that quickly.
Yeah, so this is an important part is getting that connection to the spreadsheet, and then once you do that, you can show your data, and then I'm going to show you in a second. There will also be these blocks to let you get to that data and use it kind of programmatically, which is really nice.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I do. So click on that data source. Click right on the words though, test.black history, and let's just make sure the stuff's there. Yeah. Okay, cool, good. Yeah, and go ahead and close that. And then on your home page, so screen 1, and you might want to just shift over a little bit to the left.
I have a lot of screens here.
Oh, wow, okay. Okay, so you put that, you're doing this within your existing app.
Yes.
Okay,
this
gotcha.
Is just cool. A new screen.
Okay, good. Okay, so on that new screen, go to your designer. So click on yeah, good. And then bring in a, scroll down to a data grid or data viewer grid. The third one, the one right next to it. There you go. Okay. And drag that in. Okay, cool. And you can maybe make it bigger, kind of. Okay, then over to the right, Nicole, choose the data source. Yeah, there you go. And that'll choose your sheet.
I got it.
Yeah, cool. And then just scroll down and set the picture column and the text column. So yeah, just go down a little bit more. And right there where it says picture, yeah, good. And then choose profile pic. And then same thing on that one. You can choose the short name because it'll fit in there. Okay, so anyway, that's the quick way to, you know, connect and get your data from your sheet, and that's a big deal. Like with a lot of tools, it takes a while just to get data from a database in, right? That's a big jump. So anyway, let me present, and I'll kind of go to the next part. And so I've got my data in, I'm showing it, and what I want to do is when they click on one of these people, I want to come over to this second screen, and then we'll do some AI stuff where we can talk to that person. But in doing that, we'll have to grab the data from the spreadsheet to actually use it. So the first thing I'm going to do on this screen 1, is when they click on my data viewer grid, so I've got this item click event. When they click on that, I'm going to want to navigate to the profile page. So they're going to click on some person, and we're going to jump to a page that shows just that person. So first, I'm going to navigate to profile page. Okay, but before I navigate, I need to kind of set a variable to remember which person got selected. And there's with the Google Sheet stuff, there's an ID for every row of the sheet, and we're going to have to set a variable to keep track of that. So I'm going to have a variable, I'll just call it like selected row. Okay, and I'm going to start it out as just blank. Okay, so I went to variables, and I grabbed this initialize block, and I dragged it out, and then I renamed the variable to selected row. Okay, and then once I do that, then I can kind of set my selected row to this row ID. And notice I'm going to grab this green block from there. Okay, so what we're trying to do is set it up so we've got this variable that remembers which row in my sheet was chosen. And that will allow us to grab the right person when we get to the profile page. Okay, I'm going to click over to the profile page now. And it's got some AI stuff, but let's ignore that for now. And on the profile page, you know, so I just want to show the selected person. So in other words, if the user chooses Ella Baker over here, when I get to this page, I want to show Ella Baker as this picture. So let me show you how to do that in the blocks. And so when they open this page, I want to do a few things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my I'm going to go down to data sources here. And what's nice is Thunkable creates all these blocks to grab stuff from your spreadsheet. Okay, so I'm going to grab this get value from, and remember I've got the variable called selected row. I'm going to grab that, and that's going to be my row ID. So what I'm going to do, I guess, first is I'm going to set my image picture, and what I want to set it to is I want to go from my sheet called Black History, I want to go down and grab the profile pic. Okay, so what I'm doing is when my page opens, I'm saying go get from the spreadsheet for whatever row is selected, get that picture, and then show it in the app. Okay, so I'm going to go back to screen 1 here and test this out. And here's all my people, right? When I click on Ella, I show her picture here, right? And if I kind of rerun it, and if I choose Fanny, it'll show her picture. Okay, so anyway, these purple blocks from this data source folder is how you grab stuff from the spreadsheet.
Okay.
How's everyone doing?
Well, it didn't work, but I probably just missed a block.
Do you want to share, James, and let's see what I think that's real helpful for everyone.
What I messed up. Okay. So this is my blocks. Oops. Let's delete preview. Okay. Here.
Yeah, maybe stick just a blank red text block into that variable initialization. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but yeah. So if it's a number, you can stick a 0 in, but for text, just stick like a blank. Just how it is perfect. Yeah, good. Okay, good.
This looks good, right?
That all looks good. So on your profile page, when the page opens, set the picture to that, and down in that third thing there, James, where it says short name, choose that and choose profile pic. And then James, get rid of what you've got for your row ID. And this is a real important part. Just throw that in the garbage.
Really? This?
Yeah. And what you want is a simpler block. Go to variables. And once you've created a variable, it creates kind of this orange get. Yeah. And just grab that and stick it right in there.
Okay.
They also have these more complicated blocks where you can kind of give it text and it'll kind of create it on the fly. But really, you just want to grab that block that it does. Oh, cool. There you go.
Interesting. Cool.
Okay, good. All right, we're rolling. Nicole, how are you?
I'm lost.
Okay. Do you want to show or where you're at?
Yeah, I think my biggest problem is just I have one screen and I'm clicking back and forth between the video and Thunkable. So I think I will just follow what you say now, and then later when I watch it back, I will build it myself.
Okay, cool. All right, so back to presenting here. Okay, so what we've done is we kind of set this picture. I'm going to create another variable, and I'm just going to call this one name. I'll just leave it by the default. The name of the variable is called name. And once again, when I create a variable, I usually initialize it to nothing. But when the app starts up, I'm going to, and notice I went to variables and grab this. There's only one set block, so I have to grab that and then use the triangle. What I want to do is set my variable called name. And what I'm going to do is grab the name from the sheet before I grab the profile pic. But I'm just going to copy this block. Notice we're still using the same row in the sheet, but now I'm just going to grab the full name. So here it's just saying, okay, in that sheet, I know there's in that sheet, I know there's a name column. Let's go grab it and just stick it in this variable called name. So after the page opens, I'm going to have this variable which has either Fanny Hammer or Ella Baker or one of the people's names in it. Okay, and the reason I want to do that is over here, and if for folks that came to our last webinar, we did some OpenAI stuff, and I've got this already set up. And it just got, by default, it's asking Socrates to answer whatever the user asks as a question, right? But now we've got some kind of dynamic data. right? Depending on, who the user chooses, we're going to have a different person here, and that's who we want to ask the question to. And so what I want to do is kind of change my prompt so I answer from a particular person. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to say, okay, please answer from the perspective of colon, and then I'll add another item, and then I'm going to put that variable name in here. Okay, then I'm going to add one more item, and what I'm going to put in there is a period. And then I'll say something, please answer in the first person from their perspective. Okay. So, essentially, we're going to ask OpenAI, please answer from the perspective of Ella Baker, or whoever this name happens to be. And then I'll tell them to just answer in the first person. And then, of course, this green block is the text input. This is whatever the users type. So, if I go to the designer, this is my text input, right? So whatever they type in here, I'm going to call OpenAI and ask that question, but I'm going to give it some instructions within this join block. Okay. So anyway, if I run this guy starting from screen 1, let's see if we get what we think we're going to get. So here's an unsung hero. Let me ask a question. What was your goal in the civil rights movement? And I'm asking a question. I don't think this code has a icon that comes up to tell us that we're waiting for an answer. But here it goes. So notice it is answering as Claudette Colvin, and then it talks kind of in the first person from what she said, which is pretty cool. So anyway, that's kind of a basic tutorial on these purple blocks, which come from the data sources folder, and these get generated on the fly by Thunkable, right? When you connect your data source, it makes a block for your particular sheet, which is very nice. So anyway, we're grabbing data from the sheet, and then we're using that data as part of our prompt to OpenAI. So pretty powerful stuff. And of course, with this app we have right here, you could go in and change that sheet to completely different people and different information, and the app would still work. It's a pretty generically coded app, but it should work for any kind of data. Anyway, so that's the basics of connecting, kind of a sheet and then showing a grid, in this case, a grid of people, and then grabbing that data and using it to talk to OpenAI.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I was not able to follow up from the beginning. I missed a couple of steps. Same problem as Nicolette.
Do you want to go back and share, and we can get you to the point, to the place?
Oh well, gonna be complicated.
Not so hard.
Let's do it. We can do it.
So hard.
I mean, with me, you have to start from the very beginning.
That's okay. I think that would be helpful to folks that watch this.
Okay, you can do that. All right.
Okay, good.
I
So
guess on this one.
yeah, click on that plus sign. Go back to the data source, the data again, on the left top, that second icon. Yeah, good. And then choose the plus sign there. And this is where you'll be able to select, create a new and select Google Sheets. And this will let you select any, and a weird thing, Yulia, is if you have to go down that select a sheet on the bottom left. The UI is kind of weird, but click that and then you should be able to choose from any of your sheets that you own.
Okay.
Did you click that left bottom button?
I did, and
Oh, maybe click create. Wait.
You see, when I'm clicking here, it asks me to.
I think the select a sheet is coming in another window that you can't see, Dave.
Oh, we can't see it. Okay, yeah. Do you see your own sheet that you just made?
Not really, no.
Can you, like, does it allow you to do a search for it?
Well, wait a second.
Oh, there we go. Cool. Now, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, good. And then do select. Yeah, good. Now click create. I think you're gold. Yeah, the UI is a little weird to connect the sheet for some reason. Okay, good. Go back to the data sources icon again, and then click right on the text of it, of copy of Black History. Okay, cool, good. You're connected. Okay, so you've got your data in now, and your app is connected to it. And go ahead and close that sheet up. And then now, go to the designer and add a data viewer grid. So that's the way you can kind of show some stuff. So scroll down a little bit and do that data viewer grid and drag it in. And you might make it bigger. Go up to the top on that in the properties, and then choose the data source. One all the way at the top. Yeah, that one. Good. Okay, good. And then now you can choose the picture and the text. Good. Yeah. All right, we're seeing some stuff. And then you could choose. I would choose name for that one. Or you could choose short name too, because maybe the name's long, but that's good. Okay, so you've got your data, and we know we're connected, and you're showing it on your home page. So then if we wanted to go through and make it so you can click to that second screen, we can do that in the blocks. So choose your first screen again, and let's just make it so we can navigate to it. Yeah, good. Yeah, choose screen one. And then on the data viewer grid 1, do you see that at the top left?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, choose that. And basically it's when one of the items gets clicked, you can do something. And in this case, what you want to do is navigate to the second window. So that's where you can go to the control folder and do a navigate. Okay, good. And then the other thing is we need to create a variable so we can remember which row ID they chose. So if you click on the variables folder, you can do an initialize block and create a new variable.
Where do I insert it?
Yeah, no, stick it outside that, and then instead of calling it name, call it like selected row. Okay, good. And then just stick like a blank red text block in there. Okay, good. So all you've done right now is kind of created this memory cell called selected row. But now we need to set it to the one they've chosen, which is that green row ID block. So if you go back to variables and choose the set block.
I don't really get again this the red block, initialize up variable selected row. What is called?
Yeah, good. So it's kind of like you're saying, I want a memory cell. I want to remember something, and I'm going to name it selected row. So like if you can kind of envision a spreadsheet cell almost, where the name of it is selected row, and you just got a box where you're going to put something in there. So it's just a way to remember something. Like in Python, you would say x equals 0 to do the same thing. So it's essentially just setting up a variable or a memory cell, and you can name it whatever you want. And we're doing it because we know before we go to that second page, we got to remember which picture was chosen, which basically which row of the spreadsheet was selected. So yeah, let me show you the set method, and then that might help help explain what the variable's for. So go back to variables, and then choose the set block, the second one at the top, and pull that in and stick it up right before you navigate to the screen. Yeah, good, right in there. And then grab that green block and stick it in.
This one?
Yep. So kind of what we're doing, we're saying, okay, when the user clicks on the grid, we know it's going to tell me which row of the spreadsheet got chosen, and I'm going to remember it in this variable called selected row, because I'm going to need that later when I get to my second screen, right? And that's the way I'll be able to grab Ella or grab whoever the selected person is.
Yeah, I think for me, what I had to realize when I had to do this the first time, we did it with Letitia and we figured it out, is that basically you cannot connect blocks that are on different pages. And if you could do that, then you wouldn't need a variable. But otherwise, it's just going to forget. As soon as you go to the other page, it's just going to forget what got clicked. So that's why the variables need.
James, I think that's great. Yeah. So variables in Thunkable are a way to, kind of send information between screens, right? That's one reason to do it. And in this case, we need the chosen row to be understood at the other page. Okay, Julia, do that where it says navigate to screen 1. Make it say navigate to profile page. So I think if you just click on it, you can change it.
Navigate to screen 1 to profile.
Yeah, good. Okay, cool. So anyway, try running your app. Let's see if we're at least able to navigate now. I think we should be good.
Do I run it like?
Do the left, way over on the left. Live. Do that one.
Okay.
And just click on one of these people. Okay, good. So we're navigating to the right place. So go back to editing. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. And then go to the profile page. And here, so whenever you open a new page, there's an event which lets you kind of initialize things. And if you go to profile page in the components over there, grab the, kind of when profile page opens. And this is kind of where you, and drag that baby in there. And this is where you can kind of initialize. And in this case, whoops. I think we lost Julia.
Okay.
Let's see if she comes back.
Sometimes I do that if I'm trying to close another tab and I close the wrong one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's interesting. what you were saying, James, though, about the variables, that's exactly a really important part. So in general, use them because you want to remember something.
Yeah.
And in Thunkable, one reason is because you want to remember it between screens, something like that.
Yeah. I guess it could also be between like different events, like
that's correct. Yeah.
like something multiple times. Maybe you want to remember.
Oh, hi. You're back.
Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
You want to go back and present?
Yes, I'm
No.
ready with that. Okay.
Okay. So you're in your profile page open screen, and what we want to do is we want to set the image. So go to image, and you're going to grab the set image picture block. So we want to change the picture that shows up. And if you drag that into, grab it into there. Okay. Now, in this case, what we want to do is we want to set it to the picture in the spreadsheet of our selected person.
Why do you have an arrow here?
Oh, that's okay. We'll fill that baby up here. So go down, scroll down kind of pretty far down in the left panel and choose data sources. And this is where Thunkable's created blocks for your sheet, right? And you can grab that top one and stick it in to where we're setting the picture. Yeah, right there. There you go. Perfect. Okay. And scroll up. Yeah, there you go. So remember we saved that variable called selected row on that first page. So we need to stick that variable into this thing that says for row ID. So if you go to variables, you can kind of grab that one, and you want to grab the fifth block. Yeah, that. So that's kind of like, go get me what's in that, what's in that thing. So that's saying whatever one was selected, we're going to use that one. And then there's one more thing you need to set, is that third parameter called short. Right now it says short name. You want to switch that to not grab the short name, but grab the profile pic. Perfect. Okay, run it. I think you should be good to go. Oh yeah, good. Start from screen one. Nice. Good. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Go back to your profile page, and then you kind of want a block a little bit like this image picture. But what we want to do now is we want to grab the name. So if you have a variable called name, so create a new variable in variables and do initialize at variable name. So now we're creating a new memory cell called name, and stick a red text block in there again, just a blank quote. Okay, so this is just setting up a memory cell, and then now go back to variables, and you want to do a set block, and you have to grab the one that says set selected row, which is kind of weird, but grab it and drag it in, and right under the picture one, stick it right under, yeah, that one. Yeah, good. And instead of changing selected row, you're going to change the name variable. Okay, good. And what you want to do is, and you can use Command C and Command V to copy that purple block. Oh, there you go. Cool. Yeah, and stick it in. And good. Everything's cool, except in this case, you want to grab not profile pic, but I think you want to grab the.
Yeah.
I think the full name probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, cool. Now you've got a variable name that's going to have the person's name, and if you scroll up to the top, No, sorry, scroll up to see those blocks at the top of the other window, the main window. Yeah, good. So here it's where you could change the prompt so that it uses this dynamic name that you just kind of grabbed, right? So no matter what name got chosen, you could change this red block and add a few more parts to it where you use this name you just kind of grab. And that way the OpenAI will talk to the right person, I guess.
All right. So
yeah, to do that, click on where it says please answer from Socrates' perspective. But click right in the text and change, like you just say please answer from the perspective of. And maybe put a colon after the of. Yeah, good. And then it's weird on the join block, if you click that blue icon, you can add new slots basically. See the little blue like settings icon kind of within the, yeah, that thing. And then grab that little item. It's a weird interface, but yeah, add maybe one more too. Okay, cool. And then click to the blue icon one more time. And we'll get rid of that. So now, yeah, stick that on the top. And then, good, yeah. Go to variables and grab a reference to the variable name. Perfect, yeah, good. Okay, and then grab one more red text. Then it's a little weird. Yeah, grab the blank one at the top. And you just got to be careful, like, to put periods in and stuff, because it's going to say, please answer from the perspective of ... Ella Baker. And then you want to put a period. So put a period in that red text box. Sorry, the third one.
oh, the third one.
Yeah, put a period there.
Like this?
Yeah, or just one period, and then say like, please answer in the first person or something, just so it sounds like she's talking to you. So after the period, say, please answer in the first person.
So here?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, then put a period. Good, and that's good. And go back though, right before that capital P, please. Put a period before that. Yeah. That's basically just to end the previous one, right? Because it's going to say, please answer from the perspective of, for example, Ella Baker. And then you don't want Baker and please to be crumpled together, so you got to put a period in between. But it's hard. It's weird, right? Because you're building this dynamic string. So, all right, let's try it. Let's see what we got. Good question. And I think we should get from her first person.
I clicked, but it.
Oh, don't. Yeah, just click it the one time. It might just be going slow because we don't have a loading icon into.
Oh,
there
okay.
it goes. Yeah, cool. Yeah, great. So you're connected, and I believe if you did test with and chose a different person, it would do it for that person. So, kind of, one way to summarize is, and this is a huge leap when you go from kind of like fixed data, where like last time we did something where it's just Socrates and we can just use fixed text. And now we're taking in dynamic data. So it could be anything in that Google sheet. And we're making our app work no matter what's in that data. But as you all saw, it complicates things. It makes things a little more sophisticated, and you got to jump through some hoops to get there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. How about questions from any of you? Nicole, how are you feeling?
Good. I think it will be useful for us for sure.
Yeah. Do you think you could pull in some data from a sheet and use it within your dating app?
Yeah, definitely for the chatting function for sure.
Good. Are you going to have a database or like how are you going to store the data from the users? Or maybe you're already
Right
doing
now,
something.
I have a very plain, simple Excel spreadsheet.
Yes.
But maybe later something else, something more complicated. But right now it's just simple.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I think if you took your Excel sheet and exported it to Google Sheet, then you could, at least for a prototype, get something up and running in your Thunkable app.
Okay.
All right, James, how about you?
Oh, yeah. I think this was super helpful. I
Cool.
like, I like practicing with blocks. It's fun.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, it was also like for me I'm still like very, very new. I think Nicole had more time to play with it before. Maybe not, but so I wouldn't say that it's not confusing. It is confusing, but I think over time I would get used to it.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of concepts like variables, right? And kind of understanding how those work. And then on top of that, we also use the Google Sheet and grab data from that sheet. So it's kind of two different levels of dealing with things. For my class at USF, we would kind of do like sheets and stuff, maybe week 3 or 4 or something like that. After people have kind of worked with variables quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, but anyway, yes, it was very, very interesting and helpful because I'm also gonna do like a small app as we discussed before myself. Oh, Marie says in chat that she has a question. Yeah, Marie, go ahead. You can type it down.
I'm going to have to run.
Sure, James. It
All
was
right, James. Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you. Yeah, shoot, Mary. Maybe we lost her.
You are muted, Julia, if you're talking.
Sorry. I was saying I think she's taking time to write it down. But
Oh, okay.
she was showing me like she sent a screenshot where like I might share it with you. Well, no, probably gonna be difficult. But I see like she has a different people layout. Like if we had them in the squared space, then she had them in a row format.
Yeah, there's a data viewer grid and a data viewer list.
Okay.
And that sounds like she used the data viewer list. And I think Thunkable is also adding some new ways, like to show those in different ways. All right, maybe to just wrap up, let me at least show. I think one place, if folks want to get some video lessons and tutorials, is this site of mine, draganddropcode.com. And one thing you can do is go to this Thunkable book, and you can get to, basically go in a very nice progression, building more and more complex apps. And if you go to each chapter, the book is here for free that you can get to, and then there's also video lessons for the chapters that go with it. So anyway, if you want to kind of go with a slower, nicer progression, this is a place. And you can also get to a bunch of apps like the ones we were looking at today, and get to their source code and use these apps. So anyway, hit up draganddropcode.com, and there's a forum there if you'd like to join, and you can ask questions to me from in that way if you'd like.
Sure, thank you so much. Yeah, it's like very helpful what you did, this whole tutorials database and the book. So I will drop the link under the video so people can check it out. Thank you so much, David.
Good. Should I answer Mary's question? Do we have time?
Sure.
Okay. So Mary asked, can I store any type of data on Google Sheet? I think so. I mean, you can definitely put, like in our sample, we had text, and then we had a URL for a link, right? And then we had some more text. You wouldn't store images there. So like if you were doing a posting app where the user uploaded images or something, you wouldn't want to use that. Now I have some tutorials that use a different service to, like, for your image database or your media database, and it's pretty. It's called Cloudinary, but it's a pretty easy tool to use if you want to do stuff like that. So typically the spreadsheet is going to be text based, but some of that text can be a URL to an image maybe you've uploaded elsewhere, something like that. And same with video, it would have to be a URL to that video. Yeah, I'm not sure which type of data you'd like to put there, but that's a short answer to your question. Okay. Well, thank you, Yulia and Nicole and everyone. Good, Marie. Great to see everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, David. Thank you, Nicola, for joining, and everybody who was here with us. Yeah. So keep building. Keep mastering data. Keep mastering no code. And yeah, see you sometime.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.